Hi guys, this is Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. As you can see, I'm working in an altered book again. The last time we worked in an altered book, I told you, I'm still experimenting. I get all these ideas and I say, I wonder if this would work and I wonder if that would work. So I experiment and then I come online and I show you what I've done and I tell you if it worked or not. Well, if it worked for me. And I see if, anybody's tried it, if anybody has any suggestions to make it work, whatever. So in the last video where I told you, I had lessons learned from the previous altered books, and I'm not done with them. I'm by no means giving up on them. They're just the way I arranged the pages and the way I, paired them up to glue together. Is the type of book, sorry, it's like walking and chewing gum at the same time. It's the type of book that I think is going to lend itself to just, and I said this in the previous video, just gluing on top of the pages. So if I want a pocket, I can still make a slant pocket. I just make it out of a piece of cardstock and I put it on top of the page. It still can be used as a variety, and then you've got nice, good, thick pages to work with, and you don't have to worry about them falling apart. That's my thing. I like reinforcement. I feel like if I want these to last with all the motions that we do, pulling things in and out of the pockets and doing all that kind of stuff, I feel like I don't want them to fall apart. And that's always my worry. So I made the comment that I was, that was just going to be the way it was with my form of altered books. Lessons learned, I wasn't going to be able to make pockets out of the boards themselves. I was going to have to glue on top of them. And then I thought about it and I said, why are you giving up? There is another way that you might be able to do this. So I took a book. Now remember, I ripped all of the pages out of these books. So rearranging these has left me with some odd ducks to mess with. But rearranging these, if you remember correctly, what I did was the two pages that I would glue together as a board had the torn pages in the middle. That's what I did before. I hid the torn pages in the middle of a glued together page so that no matter what I wanted to do with the page, I didn't have to worry about hiding these. Now, having said that, I decided that what I would do is go through and try and plan some pockets with one that I've ripped pages out of. Now, this was supposed to be done the other way. So if this does work, then in the future, I would plan for the pockets better and tear the pages out accordingly. But that's neither here nor there. I got to see if this works first. So my idea was the gap would be different if I went back to putting, just like you would in a regular altered book with single pages, you have the front of the pocket and the back of the pocket with the torn pages in between. So I'm spacing the pages differently. These two pages were right next to each other in the book. See, 51, 52, 53, 54. So these two pages were right next to each other in the book. These two pages will be right next to each other in the book. And then my gap will be here, rather than my gap being between these two pages and another big gap being between these two pages, and then trying to pull all those gaps together, which is what I think was contributing to the buckling. Sorry, I know that sounds like a lot of information and I'm not really doing a documentary, but I thought I would explain my thought process as to why I decided I'm going to do another experiment. So I'm bringing to you this experiment idea. So for this one, I am gluing these two pages together. I've got all my torn out pages, so this will be one side of my pocket. And yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to make you watch me glue stuff together, but I decided to do this follow-up to lessons learned, because this is going to be, when I test this and we see whether or not these pages buckle as bad, this may be the alternate. So like if you want to make your pockets out of your book page, maybe this is the way to do it. You just plan better and hopefully not trying to pull two huge 10-page gaps together in one spot, because that's basically what I was doing. I was trying to pull together like 24 pages worth of space and put it together as a pocket. In this particular case, I'm only trying to pull together the same amount of paper we always pull together in a pocket. And hopefully that will lend itself to allowing the pockets to form. Now the paper is still stiffer, so there's not as much give when you do decide to glue the edges of the pocket together. But hopefully, because they're closer together and there's not so much gap, it'll work. Now my idea for this pocket, oops, this is going to be a triple, I keep saying triple pocket. It uses 3 bookboard page things, but it's a double pocket. So what my thought was is, I really did learn how to speak at some point. Okay, my thought was, with this will be the back. This middle piece will get cut off. So like right here. And then this piece, because it's a single page all by itself, and I don't have another page to go with it, I'm going to fold it in on itself. I had this folded, you can see the angle. I had this folded to be one of those, you know, where you have this like this, and you have the little notch. I had it folded to be one of those, but I changed my mind. So we're going to fold this in on itself, and this is just like doubling a book page, because you've basically folded the book in half. I mean, the page in half, right? So I'm going to fold this in half and then glue it. And then this will be one of those where you've got a pocket here, and then right here about halfway, I cut this one off, and you have a high pocket and a low pocket, right? So that's what this will be. So we're going to glue this down so that it dries with the rest of the pages. And when this is all done, it'll be ready to be glued together as a pocket. And hopefully, like I said, I'm not trying to pull 24 pages worth of space into one spot. So hopefully these will work better. I really do think that that was part of the problem, was the amount of book space I was trying to pull together. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. I don't want that to catch later down the line, and that doesn't seem like it's glued all the way at the edge. Man, my eyes are going. It's not. And I need a bead, so we're going to do it this way. I'm trying to get these all done so that, you know, I can make a follow-up video with, I can show you this, and then, you know, after we've worked in the beach book, we can do a pocket book. A pocket book. That's what my grandmother used to call her purse. I suppose people still do use that term. Okay. So that will go like that. And then what I do, and then what I do is I put, for the drying purposes, I put a piece of wax paper between the pocket layers like that. And then I clip the whole thing together. And when I squish it, that's what it'll be. Okay, now for this one, this was my extra page. So remember, I tore these out. Originally, this and this would have been a page, the way I had torn this book originally. So what I'm going to do now is, this doesn't have any reinforcement. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue this over so the top is reinforced as a double page. And then what I would probably do is glue a piece of copy paper here before I glue the pocket together. And that's just me being anal. So, I mean, obviously you don't have to do that. And I'm sure tons of people make these pockets all the time and they're fine. Like I said, it's just me. Because again, and like I said, you're going to cover the outside of this pocket with stuff. So it's going to be reinforced on its own. These book pages are going to get very thick. But I don't know why. I like the way these turn out. The doubled page. I like the feel of it. I like, did I get rid of my fold? Sometimes you do that. If you unfold a fold and then you put Mod Podge on it and then you try to fold it back up again, sometimes the fold line is called, you wet it to the point where it goes away. I did it again. I didn't glue all the way. I don't think it's that I'm not gluing all the way to the edge. I think it has to do with the fact that the spine curls the page and it comes apart. It doesn't hold as well, which is why I go in there with this glue, because I feel like it's stronger than Mod Podge. And I can't see if I'm actually getting a bead down there, but I hope. Nope. Let's try that again. There it goes. I was suspicious. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of glue. Maybe I got more down there than I thought. But it's the inside of the pocket, so the mess is okay. All right. Now what I'll probably do, like I said, just for me being anal and so that this whole thing will be double, I will probably glue something here. I even made a note to reinforce, because the way I had it done before as the angled pocket, these were still. So that'll go down with this, and then this one gets glued to this one. And that's all the gluing I'm going to, or page gluing I'm going to do today. But you can see where I've changed tack on how I'm gluing this particular book together. And as I said, this book was one of the ones that was sitting off over to the side, just waiting to be glued in the original manner of tearing, with the gap in between the pages rather than as the middle of a pocket. So it did not I did not have it planned for pockets, which made it very difficult, because the way I was gluing now, I had to be careful, because sometimes it ended up leaving gaps where the torn pages showed if I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah, so I just, because I'm trying to experiment with as many different pocket styles as I can in this book, so that I can see which ones hold with these reinforced double pages and which ones don't. Because I very well may find out that some of them work and some of them don't. Like in the other book, you can make those side loading pockets out of 2 of the bookboard pages. Those will work. They don't seem to buckle and they seem to be okay. So those will work. All right. And then that's going to take that out. And then what I'll do is I'll put my wax paper in here, and then I clip this together, and I'm going to have to clip it together over here on the side since I already folded that piece. So I'll clip this together, and that will be that pocket. So, and then in the back here, I've made some plans. So I've made some plans. So I have these 2 clipped together to do something with. Most likely it'll be a side or a top loading pocket. So it's not anything, extra special. This is going to be a single pocket with the folded page. This one is put together with this piece, which will probably be another one of those ones that we just did, where I fold the page down and I have to reinforce, whatever. I think it's funny that these keep ending up on this side of or it might be another one that I fold in half this way, because I got a bunch of these side tuck ones that go this way in. See, this way in. This one could go this way in. So I might fold it and do that. In which case, you know what? And I'm going to do that. So we're going to fold this and I'm going to glue it. Because I'm wanting all of this stuff to dry so that I can go ahead and start gluing pages together and figure out whether or not this stuff is working. And I try to put these altered book videos that I'm making them kind of in a series, so you're going with me step by step, so they kind of have to go in order. So I just want to make sure that, like I said, this follow-up video, I don't know when you're going to be seeing it, but Maybe before the end of January. Who knows? It's January right now while I'm filming it. So hopefully before the end of the month, I will be able to put it up. I, of course, make no promises. Okay. So we'll put that there, and then this gets pinned to that. Okay, and then I did plan for one of these where you've got a slant pocket with that comes down from the corner down, and then another one that will come from here down, so that it's that layered pocket. And I've got them set on a page to be opposite each other. The front of the pocket is a double page. The middle piece is a double page. And then this back piece, I will put a piece of cardstock over the back to be the back of the pocket. So that's how I'm doing those. And I have it set up the same way on both sides. And then this one I have set up as, well, whatever. This is just these haven't been glued yet. That's where I stopped. Okay, so we have a few more, let's see, we've glued to here. So we have a few more pairs to glue, and then this will be ready to do the pocket experiments with. So this was mainly a follow-up to show you that I am trying to see if I can make the pocket thing work. Like I said, I'm experimenting with different techniques and seeing what works and what I like. And I'm sharing with you as I go to let you know what works and what doesn't, and, you know, like that. So I hope you are getting something out of this and that it's helpful. Let's see, where are we in here? You guys want to take a look at the Beach Altered book real quick? Hang on just let me see if I can find it. Here's the book. This is double-sided. Now I think I was cutting these 8 3/4 by 5.5. Ooh, guys, let's test it. Of course, you'll be seeing these videos that I filmed forever apart, so testing it will be a funny statement to you because... Oh, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to get rid of the Mod Podge. Since we're not using it, I didn't want the sponge brush to dry out. Okay, so we're going to cut this. First, I'm going to cut this off. All right, I haven't used this trimmer yet, so... I say that. By the time you see this video, between the one you saw me get all excited because this got delivered in the middle of me filming, and this one, you're going to go, why hasn't she used it yet? I have to watch what I say in these videos sometimes. Because I film more than one on a day. Oh, that is so nice. I film more than one in a single day, and then I say things. It's just fun to me. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make this end. We're going to cut this to 8. What did I say? 8 3/4. So we want this to go here. And we have a strip. I get the feeling I'm going to be making pockets and things out of these strips. Okay, and then we're going to cut this to 5.5. Right? 5. That's funny. 5.5 is right there at the fold of the board, so they gave you a little 5.5 thing. Make sure that's... The book itself is getting in the way. Okay. This is the page. This is too wide. Alright, now, just as a quick little... Oh, there's the wallpaper. Remember, guys, we did the wallpaper? Okay. So just as a quick little thing, we're going to glue this down as a whole page. The other thing that makes these easy is if you use these like, you make this like when we cover tags and we cover stuff like that, if you use these like that and you cover these pages and then you decorate on top, this process of getting them all ready to go is really quick. You know what? I'm trying to think of what I might want to put on here. And I'm wondering if I shouldn't put the suns at the top and then I can put a pocket at the bottom. Either a corner or a, whatever. But at the bottom. I'm wondering if I shouldn't cut these to 5 and something less. Like 5 3/8. Something like that. It's marrying it up because I keep trying to make it flush with this edge and that doesn't work. I am going to cut another like 1/8 of an inch off of here. Okay, so if this is 5 1/2, we're going to cut. Oh, actually, you know what? This has already got a like piece of a sun. So we'll cut that off. I just want it to... All right, that should be good. Yeah, that'll work better, I think. I mean, I know there's a lot of gap there, but I don't know. When I embellish, it'll be easier to cover that up than when I try to stick a whole piece of paper down. So, I explained to that other book, so maybe we'll just do this one spread in here. I haven't done a collage spread in this thing in a while because I've been playing with trying to make pockets out of it. And as I said in the lessons learned video, we are, I'm not going to make any more pockets out of pages in this, but I can plan for pockets just being glued on top in all their different forms. So we'll get this put down like this. I don't know if you can hear that stampeding. That is my 12-year-old daughter. She stomps up and down the stairs like a herd of elephants. We keep telling her not to stomp, and she says, I'm not. I mean, and she weighs like... Actually, if you looked at her, you would think she weighs next to nothing. But she's actually very dense, I guess is the word. Because she's skinny. She's little. But... Oh, and I glued the suns down at the bottom. Look what I did, guys. Didn't we just talk about me putting the suns at the top? Oy, oy, oy. Okay. Now to go next to this... See, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I could put this next to this because to me that goes, but yeah. Oh, maybe I should just get a color. Oh my goodness. How about that? That'll work. I also have this. I also have that, but I think that's too dark. What do you think? I feel like that's too dark. It doesn't not go, but it doesn't go. I know. Yeah, I think I like the light blue better. So we're just going to do this. So again, we're going to cut it to... I guess this doesn't really... We're going to cut it to 8 3/4. Making strips. And we're going to cut it to... See, do I want this or do I want that? I want this. Okay, and we're going to cut it to... This time we're going to do the... We'll just do the 5 3/8 up top. I just said I wanted that. I'm going to end up cutting it off. That's okay. Either or. I'll put that on there like that. You guys ever do that when you have scrapbook paper, like that you really like, and you're like, I want to use it, but I don't know where to use it, and I kind of want to keep it, but I kind of want to use it. I've debated like finding some of my favorites and using them in my idea books so that I get to keep them, but I still get to use them. And I'm just going to glue my fingers together while I'm standing here. Okay. Whoops. I'll glue that really close to the bottom. And not as close to the top. All right. Get this glue off from between my fingers because it's gross. Okay, now, so I just figured since we had, that was a relatively short video, especially for me. I just figured we'd go ahead and glue some pages down here. I'm trying to get this done so that we can start decorating it. And if you're keeping up with, maybe by the time you see this video, I will have put out some mass make videos, and you'll see that I'm trying to work on stuff to go in this altered book. So maybe we can start using some of it and putting it in there. That'll be fun. But thanks for stopping back in and listening to me jabber on about the things that I've learned from my mistakes. Or not mistakes. Happy accidents. Isn't that what Bob Ross used to say? I feel like that applies. We always have happy accidents. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you're having fun with this. Bye-bye.